Um, so this is the Mexican playwright that we're doing here at the theater. I don't know if you can see. I'll write it in the chat.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
yes, please.
so I will do that. Um, so it's interesting. It's like once I started focusing on wanting to do more meaningful work and doing things for myself, I started getting more of these projects. But I'm not swimming in money. It's not like I'm richer. I'm not earning as much as I'd like to, but not yet. But I'm doing projects that I love. I'm working with people that are amazing, that are my friends and new people that I'm meeting. Um, and it's not about it. It doesn't. It's not about the money. It's not like, oh, I want to be. I want. I would like to be in a TV series. A main role. But for now, this, doing a show, a lead in a show for theater. It's and working with my friends too. That has made me so happy. And it's leading to one job, then the next job, then the next job. And who knows? Maybe it will lead to something bigger. But for now, it's like you need to focus on small steps. And I think you need to keep asking yourself, okay, is what I'm doing now, is it bringing me joy? Am I working with people that I genuinely care about, that I like? Am I working on material that I love? This play is really good also. Um, and so I started to say yes to things that were fulfilling me as an artist, as a human being, instead of
Okay.
just going on auditions that I did not care about.
Okay.
Maybe there was one audition that was like, "Ooh, this is good," but it, I was it was really hurting my confidence. And this is the way that I have found that works for me. And I hope you find your way that works for you.
Ok, ella está diciendo que lo que ahora le está funcionando y que es lo que acaba de descubrir, pues es esta manera nueva de trabajar, dejar de ir a audiciones y empezar a relacionarse con gente, con amigos que le están llamando a nuevos proyectos, como en este en el que está, que es un texto que le encantó y que le gusta hacer, sí, que no está ganando mucho dinero como a ella le gustaría, y claro que le gustaría estar en una serie de televisión y cosas así, pero esto es lo que realmente la está llenando. ¿De acuerdo? Y eso es muy, muy importante. De hecho, hace rato lo mencionó y se me olvidó decirlo, que, que uno hace. Entonces, eso es lo que ella está encontrando ahorita y que es la nueva manera que accionar a cosas que ni siquiera le llamaban la atención. Entonces, ella dice que espera que nosotros encontremos también nuestra manera. Tal vez no está, que ella encontró, pero tenemos la manera de like getting along with people that is going to help you to be happier, like doing, like just like you said, just loving what you do, right? That was the question,
Yes,
Samantha.
that's no, 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 that's perfect.
Okay, okay, okay. Now you go.
Okay, thank you. Um, so in in all jumping off of that, I want to focus on what are you doing every day to plant little seeds? Like, what good habits are you doing every single day that are going to help you get to where you want to be? There's a very, I stole this from a book, and it's, it asks a very good question. And it says, are you living the life you want to live and following your heart towards the answer?
Ok, give me a second, I think it's very important.
Mhm.
Ella está diciendo que, bueno, en esta última pregunta, antes de que se me vaya, se la robó de un libro que dice, eh, please, could you please repeat that question?
Yes. Are you living the life you want to live
Ok,
and following your heart toward the answer?
ok.
I'll write it. Yeah.
¿Estás
Go ahead.
viviendo la vida que realmente quieres vivir? Y estás siguiendo a tu corazón, esa sería la respuesta, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, ella dice que nos pongamos a pensar en qué estamos haciendo diariamente para plantar esas semillitas que nos van a llevar a realmente lo que queremos hacer, que nos pongamos a pensar en eso, ¿ok? Yeah, are you living the life you want to live and following your heart towards the answer? Exacto, y
Mhm.
seguir tu corazón hacia la respuesta, ¿ok? Ok, Samantha, go, please.
Thank you. So you might think, what does this have anything to do with? How is this going to help me get into the business, right? um, how is all of this asking questions about myself and what I want gonna help me get in the door and get an audition and book an audition and be on screen and be in theater? How? Um, and I think that the reason why I want to focus on this first before even jumping into the business is because these questions are important, because you can end up, yes, you can end up very successful doing auditions and booking a play or a movie. But if you don't figure out what you really want, either it's going to take you so long to get there, or you're going to end up in a place where you're so unhappy because you don't know who you really are, and you surround yourself with very toxic people and you create bad habits for yourself. So I think building a wholesome and healthy and happy and peaceful foundation of, okay, what am I doing every day for myself that feels good, that, create, bringing in people who are supporting you with what you want to do, um, and how you want to live your life. I think that's so important.
Ok. ¿Cómo quieres vivir tu vida? Esa es una pregunta importante, porque dice que rodearte de gente brillante y ver cómo te van a apoyar para llegar a lo que tú quieres es lo mejor, porque igual puedes estar audicionando y hacer otras cosas, pero eso, si no sabes realmente quién eres tú y no sabes realmente qué es lo que quieres, pues te vas a empezar a rodear de gente tóxica, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, que es bien importante, pues eso, saber quién eres y qué es lo que quieres, y que para ella concentrarse en este momento en lo que está haciendo, ella confía que la va a llevar a lograr su objetivo, lo que ella quiere, ¿sí? Entonces, eso es lo que a grandes rasgos dice Michelle Georgie. Si alguien tiene algo que agregar, ¿no? Nadie. Ok. Go, Samantha.
Okay, thank you. So you're probably also wondering, okay, so like what have I been doing? And I was when I was in LA, I actually wasn't doing a lot of acting. I went there to act, but I ended up working lots of jobs. I ended up driving for Uber, working at a cafe, um, uh, being a nanny, babysitting, and I was not happy. Um, so I told myself when I came back to New York, how can I find a job that's flexible where I can still create, go to events, auditions, and feel good about the work that I'm doing, so I can still save money and survive and still create. And so, um, when I graduated from acting school, I got my yoga certificate and I became a yoga teacher. And finally, it took a while to find a good. I started the place I was working at closed down, and so I first by a miracle when I came back to New York, I had found a yoga studio that was looking for a teacher, and the guy that owns it is also Filipino like me, and he gave me a chance to teach there. So sometimes the schedule is very flexible. You can work an hour here, an hour there. And so I started doing that. I also got another job teaching yoga to seniors, $50 an hour. Very good money, you know? So I started doing that, and I got another job just recently working at my acting school, the neighborhood playhouse, Michelle, where we met. And I assist one of my teachers in the stage combat, the fighting class. So I work there just 1 day a week, but I get to work with the students and what I learned in that class, and I do most of the stuff. My teacher, because he had a heart attack, and so a lot of the jobs now that I have, the yoga, the assistant teaching, there I love these environments. I'm meeting amazing people. I get to be on my feet. I don't like being on a desk. I don't like just, doing this kind of stuff. And I didn't want to work at a restaurant, being a waiter, and earn little money. Here, I'm earning like $50 teaching yoga, having fun, connecting with people. So you can figure out, okay, how can I find jobs that will fulfill, and it kind of still feels like acting. Yoga teaching is kind of like acting and connecting and moving your body. So I'm still able to work and do this, play as well, and getting paid for this and getting paid for all the other jobs that I'm doing, and still have time for my family, still have time for my friends, still have time for myself, and have time to be
Thank you.
here also with you guys, because this is important to me too. This will the next thing I will talk about is community, and I think this is one of the most important things to me about why I'm an artist, bringing people together and connection. So you can translate,
Yeah,
and then I'll
please.
go.
It was a lot. Okay, first of all, perdón, primero ella está diciendo que, what? Ok, you all listen, todos escuchen. Primero estaba diciendo, bueno, ustedes se estarán preguntando, ¿qué es lo que estoy haciendo yo para lograr mi objetivo? Entonces, ella dice que lo que está haciendo, pues bueno, estaba en Los Ángeles y ahí quiso actuar, por supuesto, pero tuvo muchos trabajos y no lo logró. Fue niñera, manejó un Uber, trabajó en un café, ¿de acuerdo? Estuvo ahí bajando y pues no se sentía feliz. Regresó a Nueva York, pues bueno, empezó con su escuela de actuación y todo esto. Y después de que se graduó, también tuvo un título como maestra de yoga. Fue entonces como empezó a trabajar como maestra de yoga y así se fue conectando con varias personas que donde empezó de repente a darles clase y empezó a otro maestro que es filipino como ella y pues también empezó a hacer clases de combate, ¿sí? De pelea. Entonces, pues bueno, todas estas cosas la están ayudando y la ayudaron a no sentirse que estaba fuera de la actuación, porque de alguna manera dar clases de yoga y de pelea, pues está también teniendo esta conexión con la gente, está formando una red de contactos y de alguna manera dice que pues dar yoga pues también es como es una manera de actuación, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, eso es lo que está haciendo ahora y pues es lo que cree que lo va a llevar a lograr sus objetivos. ¿Hay algo que se me haya ido, Michelle, Jordi? ¿Ayuda? ¿Sí? ¿No? ¿Nada?
Ah, sí, la parte, Julio, de que
Adelante.
la parte de que le da tiempo, le da mucho,
Ujú.
gracias a Dios, bueno, a ella le da tiempo ahora gracias al trabajo que está teniendo, que ella es filipina y conoció a un filipino también que le dio trabajo y gracias a eso tiene tiempo tanto para trabajar como para su familia, para sus amigos y para estar aquí con nosotros.
Claro, y está haciendo lo que realmente le le gusta, ¿ok? ¿Algo que agregar, Michelle? Se congeló Michelle. Your turn, Samantha.
Thank you. Thank you, Georgie. Thank you, Julio. Um,
Aquí.
My
So
sure.
this brings us to the last topic, which is out of the three. We talked about the self. We talked about creating a daily practice of good habits for yourself every day. And then last, community. Um, I am very passionate about bringing people together, and that's one of the things that I realized about myself, that that's what is one of my strengths, and one of the reasons also why I also would like to direct in the future, and aside from just acting. Um, and I also want to mention too that I think one of the reasons why I have been doing better now than before is because of the good energy that's I'm putting out there. But that took a long time to for me to realize, okay, what do I want, and how am I going about it in a healthy, positive way. It was a long journey of like 17 years putting all of that together. So everything I say, it's not like tomorrow that you're gonna get it. No, you know, it's everyday thing. But you will get there. You know, you just have to keep working on it. So community, one of the things that I started that I'm very happy about, and Michel is also, he attends it. It's a monthly Zoom meeting with my international acting friends. So last month I had my friend from Paris, and I had Michel there, and I had someone from California and some people in New York. Um, because I think this uh, acting can be very lonely sometimes, and sometimes we can feel it becomes very competitive. And I wanted to change that. I didn't like that. I said, it should be, why did we become actors anyway? We want to connect. We want to feel that connection when we watch a movie, when we watch a play, when we act. We want to feel connected. So why does the business feel like it's a competition? And I didn't like that. And I felt that in auditions. I'm like, even if I'm not the best actor, I know I'm going to put all my love and heart into this role. I know I will. So you need to figure out also what you can bring as an artist. What do you bring? Once you figure that out, you're off to the races. You will succeed no matter what. No matter what. Once you figure that out. You guys can go ahead and translate before I move on. Thank you.
Yes, Michelle, help me with the translate.
Ok, bueno, dice Samantha que después de 17 años, ¿no? De estar aprendiendo todo esto, la llevó a comprender todo esto, ¿no? Dice, bueno, al principio que ella tenía como tres grandes temas, ¿no? El primero era el autoconocimiento, el segundo era, perdón, sí, crear hábitos, buenos hábitos, y el tercero era crear una comunidad. Bueno, dice que es un trabajo pues de que debemos de hacer cada día, o sea, no creamos que mañana pues ya vamos a ser perfectos, ¿no? Ya vamos a ser muy buenos, ¿no? Dice, es un trabajo de cada día y pues que realmente lo podemos lograr, ¿no? Ahora, bueno, mencionó que en la comunidad, ella tiene un grupo, bueno, donde estoy yo también, esta otra amiga de Francia, varios amigos, y la hacemos una vez al mes. Ella siente también que a veces la actuación es como muy solitaria, pero también competitiva, y no le gusta esto. Dice que pues, a ella le gusta siempre sentirse conectada, como cuando ve una película, cuando está trabajando con alguien, siempre conectada, y no le gusta la competición. Ella sabe que no es la mejor actriz, pero aún así ella le gusta poner su pasión y amor a las cosas en las que hace, en las que trabaja. Creo que eso fue así como, no sé si se me pasó alguna parte, Julio, Georgie, ¿no?
No,
No, no, no.
Michelle, hasta
Ok,
ahí quedó perfecta. Sí.
ok, hey Sam, do you want to say something else? No.
No, gracias, Michelle. No, I'm gonna start wrapping it up, and if anyone has, I know it's almost the hour is almost up.
Ajá.
So I'll wrap it up really quickly, and I also love hearing people's questions if anyone has any. I hope what I said helps. Um, but the last thing I will say is, if you, for me, this has worked, you know, and I'm gonna keep, reflecting, keep planting good seeds every day and trying to build my community. And I believe if you figure out, you know, who you are and what fulfills you, and you continue to feed that with good energy, you truly can never fail. You cannot fail. You will only succeed. Um, and yeah, I would like thank you for being here. And if you guys have any questions, please ask.
Ok, bueno, dice que está muy agradecida de estar aquí con nosotros y sabe que ya es casi tiempo, ¿no? De la hora, así que pues está ya, quiere como ir cerrando esto. Si alguien tiene alguna pregunta, y bueno, también dice que quiere decir que pues sembremos semillas, ¿no? Cada día. Eso nos ayudará a alcanzar lo que queremos. Así que no sé si alguien, sí, alguien tiene una pregunta. Está aquí.
Antes de la pregunta, nada más agregar de lo que alcancé a escuchar, que
Ajá.
tienes que saber efectivamente qué es lo que quieres, saber quién eres y qué es lo que te llena realmente, ¿ok? Y dijo una tercera cosa, pero ya no la capté, si alguien lo recuerda. Y
Ajá.
si no, ahorita se lo preguntamos. Ok, ¿quién va primero?
Faride, me
Faride.
parece.
Faride.
Hello, Samantha. Nice to meet you. I wrote it out because sometimes I forget things. Is it difficult to be yourself in the business? I mean, I live in a small city and I want to be a voice actress, dubbing things. And I have to go to Mexico City, and it's a big city, new people, new stuff, and it's a little bit scary. And also I've seen a show called Glee, Glee, and Lea Michele, who plays Rachel, changed a lot when she got to New York, but she got help from her friends. I was wondering if this can happen as an artist. When you go to a new place, she was from a small city and she goes to New York. Do artists change? Is it difficult to be yourself in the big city? I hope it's not a dumb question.
That is an amazing question. And no one has ever asked that before. I haven't heard that. That's a very insightful, very intelligent question. Thank you. Is it easy to be yourself? And I think as artists, we're always evolving. As humans, we're always changing. It's not good or bad. I think it happens depending on where our environment. Like when I went to LA, I definitely I still was me, I still was Samantha, but the way that I saw things, I was affected by the billboards and all the glamour and everything, of course. But it only made me realize more of what I want, because I was so unhappy. I would write a lot in my journal and I would say, like, I'm really unhappy here. And I think what's important is you need to have a community around you. You need to have friends and artists around you to ground you, to kind of help you navigate what do you really want and who you really are. And I think if you have those people around you, you'll be okay. Because even if you deviate, even if you start to change a little bit, those people are gonna, hello, Faride, hello, like, come back to us, come back to who you are. And I would hope those people who care about you will remind you what is really important in life, what is really important to you as an artist. Even if you forget, if you have those people. And I say, it's also good to know who you are, but sometimes you don't know. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. But I think if you really surround yourself with a good community and people who speak to who you are, you know, you'll be okay. But I think we're always changing. And I think it's okay to sometimes, if you go to LA, if you go to New York, yeah, maybe you'll change. But you'll learn something from that change, and hopefully you come back to really who you are.
Okay, thank you. And I have another question. Can I make it?
Yeah, of course.
Primero, Faride, ¿podías traducir lo que te contestó tu pregunta y lo que te contestó para todos nosotros, por favor?
No, porque siempre olvido las cosas y lo puede traducir para nosotros mejor.
Te
O sea, lo
ayudamos
entiendo,
nosotros.
más yo no puedo traducir lo que me dicen.
Ok, Faride
Soy
preguntó
Dorín.
que si era tan difícil ser uno mismo, estar en una gran ciudad, como su ejemplo, que ella es de Campeche, una pequeña ciudad, y venirse a vivir acá a la Ciudad de México. Ella le contesta que es bien importante siempre rodearse de gente a quien ella le importe, ¿sí? Porque esa gente es la que te va a mantener, como decimos acá, con los pies en la tierra, ¿sí? Y si tú te vas a la gran ciudad y te dejas impresionar, que a ella le pasó, por las marquesinas y por el glamour y todo esto de Nueva York, sí, pero pues siempre tuvo gente y se apegó a esa gente que estaba a su alrededor para no olvidar nunca quién es realmente. Y eso es lo que le aconseja a Faride, que incluso si le llega a suceder que si se olvida de sí misma y de quién es y que realmente qué es lo que quiere, esa gente siempre se lo va a recordar y le va a decir, hey, tú, ven acá, ¿no? Tú eres de aquí, como decimos nosotros, estas son nuestras raíces, ¿no? Y que no debemos olvidar eso. A grandes rasgos fue eso, ¿ok? Faride, continúa.
Perdón.
Sí.
Bueno, también dijo que ella, sí, que es importante tener una comunidad y pues saber quién eres, porque ella dice que ella aún no ha logrado encontrar quién es. Así que bueno, seguir buscando quiénes somos.
Sí,
No
sigue
creo que
buscando, sigue descubriéndolo, exacto. Gracias, Michelle.
Ajá.
Ok, pregunta rápida, Faride, por favor, para darle oportunidad a los demás.
Pero
¿Va?
Mario,
Y si tenemos más tiempo,
no puede ir
seguimos.
Mario, sin problema.
Ok,
Sí.
va Mario y regreso contigo o así nos vamos, ¿no? De una en una y luego le damos la vuelta. Mario, por favor.
Hola, bueno, yo no hablo inglés, alguien me hace el favor, ¿vale? Primero de todo, decirle muchas gracias por lo que ha dicho. Es increíble escuchar de las palabras de alguien que está en donde todo el mundo quiere estar, en Nueva York, como actriz o como actor, en mi caso, y competir allá. La pregunta es la siguiente. ¿Cómo es lidiar, que a ella no le gusta la competencia, porque a mí tampoco, pero cómo es lidiar con algo que no te gusta, pero que nuestra carrera nos exige la competencia constantemente? ¿Cómo puede lidiar con eso o cómo puede mezclar esos dos y al final mostrar su talento sin tener que pasar por encima de otro o no competir? ¿Cómo hace para hacer eso?
Okay. Samantha, Mario, if he's saying that it's amazing to having someone like you living in New York, where all of us maybe want to be. All right. So he's amazing that you are with us and learning from you. His question is, how difficult is to get along with the competition? I mean, if you don't like to compete with others, how easy or difficult is to get along with the competition and not to no step on the others to get to your goal? You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mario, thank you so much for your question. How difficult it is with competition. At the end of the day, I mentioned this at the last talk is the biggest competition is yourself, right? Um, so it's all in your head. Yes, you'll there definitely is, especially in LA, you feel that competitive vibe when you're in an audition room and there's all these people that look exactly like you or are out for the same role. It's you know, how do you deal with that? And honestly, you prepare, you do good work, and for me, because I don't like that when usually when I find myself in audition, no one talks to each other. Everyone is, in their own thing. It doesn't have to be that way. I feel like you can decide what kind of artist you want to be. And I think if you do good work, you prepare every audition and prepare every role, you put love into it. Um, and you start treating the people around you, the artists around you, the actors around you with the same kindness, with the same, connection that you want for yourself in the audition room, whoever you meet. And I think that will start creating a positive environment, you know? I truly believe what you put out there is reflected back to you. Um, so that's what I will say. I hope that I've answered your question.
Ok, ella dice que, como lo mencionó en la última vez que estuvo con nosotros, la competencia más grande que tenemos es con uno mismo, es uno mismo su gran competencia. Que sí, efectivamente, en Los Ángeles, sobre todo cuando vas a audiciones, pues estás en un gran salón con toda la gente que tiene el mismo tipo que tú, que actúa bien, que tú, en fin, y que generalmente pues nadie se habla. Y ella dice que pues si tú preparas tu papel, si tú preparas tu audición, si tú te preparas y haces bien tu trabajo y pones amor a lo que estás haciendo, eso resolvería las cosas. Y en lugar de no hablarnos, que porque cada uno está en sus cosas, sí, pues ¿por qué no hablar con el otro de manera amable y crear un ambiente mucho más sano? ¿De acuerdo? Y por último, ella dice que pues lo que tú des es lo que se te va a reflejar a grandes rasgos. Sí, querido Mario. Okay, thank you, Samantha.
One
Yeah.
quick thing I wanted to mention.
Gracias, gracias.
Una cosa que quiero mencionar.
One thing I wanted to mention about competition is even with my friends who are also actors, I help them all because I love to, I want to make it easier for them too. So for my friends who don't have an agent, I have done research of a whole list of agents and emails and phone numbers, and I give it to them. I say, here, let me help you. Let me help you write the email. I'll put a good word out for you. I connect them with other managers and agents, and I say, okay, what are we going to do to help you get an agent? Because I love acting and I want them to succeed too. So that's what I try to do to kind of kill this idea of competition because I don't like that. And I realize when you start doing that and I see like, oh, ooh, this is a good, I find a casting and I tell my friends like, oh, you would be great for this role. I send it to them, And then when you start doing that, they start to do the same. Oh, Sam, there's this other great role. Let me send it to you. And you start to create that community of sharing information. And then one day you end up working on the same project together and, because you've helped each other out. And I think that is the power of community. That is the power of connection. And competitiveness will die when we start sharing, when we start treating people how we want to be treated and connect and finding what is really the importance of acting and how can I bridge that with the business, how can I make the business and the artistic and acting kind of be friends and create a wholesome kind of environment for yourself and the people around you.
And at the end of the day, I think it's like what you give is what you get, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Ok, ella dice que lo otro que quiso agregar para matar esta idea de competencia entre nosotros, pues es ayudarnos. Ella lo que ha hecho es que a sus compañeros que no tienen un manager, ella les da su lista de managers, se los da, ok, conéctate, estos managers puedes hacer, ajá. Creo que ella dice que pues esa es otra manera de crear un buen ambiente, ayudarnos entre nosotros, hacer estas conexiones, ¿sí? Y que quizá el día de mañana estemos en el mismo proyecto trabajando todos juntos. Cuando ella tiene un casting o ve un casting, ella dice, oye, mira, tú puedes funcionar para aquí está el casting, vete, ¿no? Entonces creo que para ella, bueno, por supuesto que estoy más que de acuerdo, la importancia de compartir la información y pues no quedarse en una sola, y la idea pues es ayudarnos todos, ¿de acuerdo? Ok, Mario, eso fue para ti y para todos, por supuesto. Siguiente, if you want to ask more question, please, si quieren preguntar más, porque le escriban a su correo, que ahí lo está poniendo, por favor, pero tenemos tiempo, ¿verdad, Ángel? Okay, we have some more minutes, or you have to leave, Samantha? Okay,
Please,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
of course.
okay, thanks. ¿Quién sigue?
Faride, me parece. Tenía otra pregunta.
Pues está Marce. Marce.
Levantada, Marcy.
Marce's iPhone. Sí.
Marce.
On your
¿Sí?
microphone, thanks.
Bueno,
Sí, Marcy,
hola.
te escuchamos.
Primero que nada, una disculpa por entrar tarde. No pude entrar antes. Y segundo, pues quiero agradecerle más que una pregunta, darle las gracias a Samantha por compartir esa pasión, por compartir ese amor, esa generosidad y esa honestidad que a veces como actores sí nos hace falta. Eso es todo. Muchas gracias, Samantha.
Okay, Marce, first, she apologized because she was late, but she also wants to thank you because she wants to thank you for sharing your love and be honest with us, and that's the most. She is so thankful. Okay.
Muchas gracias. Thank you, Marce.
Okay, next, Verónica, ¿sí?
Sí,
Okay.
gracias. Hola. Híjole, pues es que tengo como la inquietud, como si se ha enfrentado en su trabajo con algún director o directora, a una situación un poco ríspida
Corto.
y cómo lo ha resuelto, ¿no? En la relación director-actriz o directora-actriz, y cómo lo ha resuelto, o si normalmente son muy amables por allá.
¿Quieres traducirlo, Michelle? ¿O Georgie?
Okay. Georgie? Bueno, ok, voy. Hey, Sam, bueno, she says, she's asking if you have found, you have worked with a director that he wasn't gentle, and how you dealt with that. Or all the directors are gentle?
Veronica, thank you for your question. You will encounter so many different kinds of directors, as I have, gentle, not gentle. So how do I deal with how have I dealt with a director who's not gentle? Fortunately, I haven't dealt with any abusive or terrible directors. I think everyone has been fairly, respectful. But in the case that they are not, I've worked with bosses, not in acting, but in the theater world, where he was I wasn't an actor, but I was working in the theater department of my university that I used to work at, and the boss was nasty. Um, in the case of that, if you're an actor and dealing with a nasty director, I mean, you have many options. You can leave. You can just say, I don't want to be here. And it's valid, because if you're being abused, why allow yourself being abused by someone who does not care about you? And it's not a good space to be. It's a toxic space to be in. So that's one option. But if it's like an amazing play and like an amazing opportunity and you have to just deal with this, I would say, know what your boundaries are. Create boundaries for yourself where it's like, okay, I know I still want to do this project, but how can I take care of myself and create boundaries so that I can still create good work and put good energy out there and still, not hurt myself, not get affected by this person. So I think creating boundaries is what you need to do if you're in that situation. And I hope you never have to be in a situation like that, because I think for me, creating a safe space, because I want to direct and I love working with actors, that's so important to me. I don't believe in shouting at actors, or I don't believe in being mean to them just to get a performance. I like to be direct, but I like to be gentle and I like to be respectful of everyone. So that's what I would say to that.
Ok, bueno, Samantha dice que nunca le ha tocado, que nunca le ha tocado trabajar con un director que sea malo, ¿no? Pero dice que sí, que cuando estaba en el departamento de teatro, en la escuela donde estudió, pues su jefe era pues muy cochino, ¿no? Que decimos, muy sucio, ¿no? Entonces, perdón, esta parte, no recuerdo cómo arregló esa situación, pero bueno, dice que tienes dos opciones, ¿no? Que tienes dos opciones. La primera es pues simplemente dejarlo, ¿no? Si no te gusta el ambiente, pues simplemente alejarte ahí y dejarlo. Y la segunda opción, si tú crees que ese trabajo es muy bueno para ti, que te va a dar buenas oportunidades, etcétera, entonces poner límites. Ajá, poner límites, siempre queda límite de todo esto para que tengas respeto, para que te respeten. Dice que a ella, bueno, justamente le gusta, cuando está trabajando, le gusta crear un ambiente de confianza, de seguridad. A ella no le gusta que hay algunos actores que son, directores, perdón, que son como muy malos con los actores, que son malos para, según ellos, obtener tu mejor actuación. Dice que ella no cree en eso. Ella cree más bien en crear un ambiente de confianza para así, bueno, sacar lo mejor de todos esos. Y bueno, espera que pues nadie haya, que no vayas a pasar por esta situación. Pero se me pasó esa parte, no recuerdo qué dijo, sí, cómo la lidió Julio cuando estaba en esta escuela que tenía un jefe muy malo. Se me fue esa parte. ¿O Georgie? Nope.
Gracias, ya la viví, pero quería ver cómo resolvía ella.
Es lo que no recuerdo cómo dijo que la resolvió. Esa ocasión específica. Se me pasó. No recuerdo si sí la dijo o no.
I'm so sorry, Sam. We are stuck in here that how do you deal with the part of your nasty ex-boss? How do you deal with that? Because actually there's all the translation except for that little point.
Oh, okay. No problem. So I didn't leave that job because even though my boss was nasty, it was worth staying there because I knew I was making a difference in helping students.
And you have fear in that moment.
And how did I deal with him? Even if he spoke to me in a disrespectful tone, I never was disrespectful to him. But I drew, I set boundaries. I didn't let him demean me. I didn't make him so demean, like I didn't let him belittle me or treat me less than. So for example, there was one moment we were in a theater and I had to tell, I was responsible in when everything would begin. I would say, okay, we can start. So he was in the audience and he said, why aren't we starting? He looked at me and he said, like the audience is waiting, let's start. What are you doing? Being very mean in front of everyone. And I said, okay, we'll start now. So we started the show and I talked to him afterwards. I said, listen, I have 3 different people telling me 3 different times of when to start. And next time I will take it upon myself to start when I feel like the audience is ready and everything is good. So I will make the decision to find the best starting time instead of just listening to all these people. And he said, okay. And my rule is like, I'm gonna get the job done, but I'm also not, even if he spoke disrespectful to me, I'm gonna say, listen, I'm doing my job the best I can. But I also didn't speak to him in a disrespectful tone. But I was direct and I didn't let him take my power, you know? But after that, he doesn't talk to me that way anymore. He's kind of scared of me. So, because I knew everyone that works there. He was new. He's new, but he has a lot of power. And I knew everyone in the department. I know the students. I know the people that work in the theater. So I'm like, and he tried to talk very mean to another person. I said to her, don't let him talk to you that way. Don't get like, oh, oh my God, did I do something wrong? You did nothing wrong. You are doing the best that you can do. Do not let people like that make you feel worthless. That's why I say know who you are. Because if you know who you are and you know your place in, we're at work or in a theater or whatever you're doing, and you know your worth, you will not let someone like that, even if he has a lot of power, treat you like that. So I hope that answers your question. And I hope you don't have to be in a situation like that. So.
Yeah, she were already. Bueno, too late maybe. Sí, dice Samantha que bueno, que sí, que no dejó, cuando estuvo en esa situación en esta escuela, no abandonó el puesto porque era pues muy bueno y ella sentía que estaba ayudando a los estudiantes. Dijo que hubo una situación, una ocasión que él fue pues muy, ¿cómo se dice? La trató de una forma, fue maleducado. Iban a tener una función y esta persona le dijo, bueno, ¿qué onda? ¿Cuándo vamos a empezar? ¿No? Entonces, y aparte lo hizo enfrente de todos, la estaba humillando enfrente de todos. Entonces, ella así muy tranquila, sin faltarle respeto, le dijo, bueno, vamos a empezar ahora, ya. Ya después que pasó la función, habló con él y ya le puso sus reglas, que ahora ella iba a decidir cuándo iban a empezar, cuando hubiera público suficiente, que ella lo iba a decidir, pero siempre fue educada, nunca le contestó de la misma forma en que él lo hizo. Entonces, bueno, aparte esta persona aunque era nuevo, pero sí tenía un cargo de mucho poder, digamos. Y dice que sí, bueno, poner límites y que por eso es importante que sepamos quiénes somos. Así, bueno, no sé si se me pasó algo, Georgie.
Could I add? I just want to add something.
Okay, go ahead.
You need to ask yourself in that kind of situation, is it worth it staying?
Mhm.
because if it's affecting you mentally and here, I just say leave. Because why would you want to, why do that to yourself and keep working in that kind of environment? That's what I would say.
Okay.
So ask yourself, is it worth staying? Because you have so much more power. We as actors, I feel like I didn't learn that we have all this power. We have so much power. Even if you think, oh, they'll find someone else, but what's more important is taking care of yourself. You can, why do that to yourself when you could be working with friends, when you can be working with people who actually care about you? So I think that's another something to think about and ask yourself.
Ok. Bueno, dice Samantha. Ajá, sí, dice que quiere añadir una cosa más a esto. Tienes que preguntarte primero si este trabajo donde estás teniendo este problema vale la pena, si es algo que sí te va a ayudar, servir, o porque si te está afectando mentalmente y aquí en tu corazón, dice, y no vale la pena, dice, lo mejor es pues dejarlo, sí, no vale la pena y mejor pues trabajar con amigos, ¿no? Con amigos que pues va a ser mucho mejor. Ujú.
Gracias.
Sí, creo que sí.
Gracias, Verónica.
Alguien, bueno, no sé si alguien más tenga la última pregunta para ya cerrar con la sesión de esta noche. Sam, do you want to add something else?
No, if
Tonight.
I don't know if anyone has any more questions, but thank you for letting me be here. And I really hope one day I don't know if everyone is in Mexico right now, but I would love to come there and talk to you in person. That would be great. I would be happy to go there. And in the future, I really want to create, I don't know where it's going to be, but I want to create a center, like a community center, a residency where international artists can come together and create, not just actors, but painters, writers, filmmakers, everything. So this is one of my dreams, and this is also why I'm very happy to do this and meet other artists like you. And thank you. I just want to say thank you so much. You guys make me so happy. Like, I love doing this, and I love that you've taken your time to to be here. Thank you so much, and I hope I see all of you in person one day. And maybe even work together on a project one day. That would be great.
Bueno, dice rápidamente que está muy agradecida de estar aquí con todos nosotros. Le gustaría algún día pues platicar con nosotros, pero en persona. Y que alguno de esos proyectos que tiene es crear como un centro internacional para artistas, ¿no? Ayudar así a todos. Y bueno, pues muchas gracias por todo esto. Bueno, yo creo que sí sería ahora sí tiempo de terminar. Ángel, ¿quieres añadir algo más?
No, thank you, Sam. It was amazing. It was good to see you again.
Good to see you. And please, if I put my email in the chat, samanthajherrera@gmail.com. If you have any questions, and I know if you don't speak English, Google Translate, we can do Google Translate. So that's fine. But feel free to email me questions, whatever. If you want to do a Zoom chat with me, I'm very happy to do a one-on-one Zoom chat. Don't be shy, I'm here. So yeah, so thank you so much, and I hope I see all of you again.
Ok, que gracias a todos, que dejó aquí su correo por si alguien le quiere escribir y tiene más preguntas, no importa que no hable en español, usen el Google Traductor, o si también quieren tener un chat por Zoom directo con ella uno a uno, también está dispuesta, no tiene ningún problema, ¿va? Samantha, thank you so much. We really, really love you. Really, I mean, we are very happy when you're here with us because we learn a lot from you. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being here. And I hope so many times you are with us, as many as you can, okay?
Thank you. And thank you for your translation, all of you, for Angel, Georgie, Julio, Michelle.
You're
thank
very
you.
welcome.
I will learn Spanish. I will. I promise you, I will learn Spanish. Okay.
Come to Mexico. We
Yes,
can teach
I
you.
will
Come back.
I will come
Come
to
back,
Mexico.
Samantha.
If you come to Mexico, you can stay here. I have a lot of space. Okay?
Amazing.
You're very, very welcome.
Can we take a photo? I wanna.
Sure.
Yeah, please.
Anytime.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab
How do I?
one.
Okay, ready? 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. Is there a setting that I can just? Oh, is there a photo thing that I can just click?
I don't know.
No, or do I?
I don't know. ¿Alguien sabe
Okay,
cómo
I'll
se
do it
toma
again.
la
I'm just
foto? Si hay
I'm
un
just
botón por ahí.
screenshotting it. Okay,
Okay.
let's do it one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
We
Thank
heard the
you.
click.
Okay. I'll email you the picture so you can send it to everyone.
Okay, va a enviarlo por correo para que así la expandamos para todos. Thank you, Samantha. We love you so much.
So much.
Really.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
Have a good
Samantha.
night.
Have a good night.
Pleasure to meet
Buenas
you,
noches.
Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Sam.
And thank you for your questions.
Gracias por sus preguntas. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, Samantha.
Thank you.
Hasta la vista.
Muy bien. Padrísimo, Michelle.